One of my biggest frustrations about Christian culture often comes around the time of Easter. There seems to be a whole group of believers out there who they look at Easter, and rather than thinking about the Lord's death, burial, and resurrection, that whole time that happens around that holiday, they focus on telling people that you should not say Easter. You should call it the Lord's Day because Easter was a pagan holiday. And then they explain in great detail all of the things that used to happen during a pagan holiday, which is true, a pagan holiday called Easter. I get frustrated with that attitude because in my mind it actually glorifies the holiday, what was past, rather than seeing it as an example of what God does in culture, what Jesus came to do on this planet. You see, what ended up happening is that yes, Easter was a pagan holiday, but Christians needed a time and a place that they could meet together and hide underneath the activity around a holiday so that they could celebrate the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus. And so it happened that both took place at the same time. Now, over time, as Christianity grew, the memory of what happened in that pagan holiday ended up falling to the wayside. And God became glorified. And you see, that's what Jesus does. The gospel was planted into an event that was pagan and did not honor God at all. But as believers became obedient in the middle of this culture that was pagan, the fact that it was a pagan event was forgotten, and God is glorified and honored around the world every year during Easter time. You see, the gospel is designed to be planted within existing culture and then to redeem that culture from the inside out, to change it from being something focused on things that are not of God or anti-God, against God, into things that actually honor and glorify God and worship Him for what He is and what He has done. And I think that when we shift our focus back to looking and saying, well, all of this came from pagan roots, and we forget what Jesus has done in redeeming those pagan roots, then I think we give glory and honor in the wrong place. I think we as disciple makers need to realize that part of our job is to plant the gospel in places it is not. We need to plant the gospel inside brothels. We need to plant the gospel inside the pornography industry. We need to plant the gospel in places that it is not, and allow the gospel then to grow up and overtake any of the evilness and chase out, let that light chase out the evilness that exists in those places so that the people would come to know God. What if we saw people who produce pornography stop using their studios and their equipment to do that which was evil, and instead to take up causes that would honor and glorify God using the tools? Wouldn't that be a picture of what God does? That cameras that once filmed these acts would now be used to film things that would honor and glorify God and have people point their eyes to Him. That's a picture of what the gospel does, and we cannot lose sight of that, or we misunderstand everything that Jesus was doing when He came to this planet. I'm Paul Watson with EverydayDisciples.com.